where Keith is.
He's AOL. There we go, that's right. The MGM theme song. So it is time for the Hometown Movie Guys. Well, this morning, the Hometown Movie Guy, Andy McKinney.
Just me.
There we go, but I am quite confident that you can hold the fort down for the...
We'll talk about movies, by gum.
Oh yeah, there we go. Always a fun thing to talk about.
I like movies.
You do. You do. You like them enough to be the Hometown Movie Critic.
That's right.
So you must see quite a few movies through the course of the year.
Yeah, I do. I see 50 movies a year, and I've been doing it for, boy, I don't know, 15 years, I guess.
15 years now.
Yeah.
Wow. So 50 movies, so 750 approximately movies over the years that you've reviewed.
Yes.
That's more than I've done. 750 more. I mean, I've seen movies at the theater and enjoy going to the theater watching movies, but I can say that I've not watched 750 movies at the movie theater.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
One of the things that we don't sufficiently have at top of our mind. If you think of all the art forms, if you think of theater, well, the Greeks had theater.
Yeah.
And if you think of sculpture, well, the Greeks had sculpture way back, before BC, back in the olden days.
Oh, yeah.
And the same with painting. But the only modern art form is the cinema. So this is the only thing that we've done new in terms of artistic expression in 2,000 years. So that alone demands that we pay attention to it.
And it is different than, because I thought of television as well, but it's different than television. It's on a larger scale. It's
more big.
It's more big. It's more bigger.
More bigger.
It's more theatrical. It's
Sure.
more grand. It just is done to a larger scale, so it is different than a TV show or movie.
Yep.
Much different. So, movies. Any new movies coming to the theater?
Two new ones today.
Two. Is one of them The Boys in the Boat?
One of them is The Boys in the Boat.
The Boys in the Boat, rated
And,
PG-13.
I know that you don't specifically remember because it was prior to your birth.
What year?
But in 1936.
Much prior, yes.
Yeah. But that was the famous Berlin Olympics. Everybody, I think, is aware of the boxing match between Joe Louis and Schnell, Maximilian Schnell. Probably not saying that right. But he was Hitler's champion. And the emblem of Nazi racial superiority, and American Joe Louis knocked him on his butt. So that was a fine thing. But at the same Olympics were the Boys in the Boat, and these are rowers. Eight men rowing, and then the coxswain, the little guy sitting in the back saying row. So a nine-man team, and this is their story, and this is in the depths of the Depression, of course. Nobody has any money, and where do rowers? Where do you think of rowers? The sport. Where do you think of those guys? Where are they from?
Where are they from?
Yeah.
Or where did it originate?
No, just typically.
I would say from the coast, from coastal cities or coastal areas, but also rivers. If you have and I know out west, probably not from Arizona because you don't have any large rivers, but anywhere where you'd have a large river.
But you think of the Ivy Leagues, right?
Okay, Ivy, yep.
Yeah. You think of the
Princeton.
Yes.
Yale, Harvard.
Yep. Well, these guys are from University of Washington.
Whoa!
Yeah. How does that work? So these guys are underdogs because of that. Just because they're not from, they're not from an elite university. What we typically think of this particular sport, and there are others, fencing, sailing, other legitimate sports, but that are associated with the elite universities. Well, University of Washington, whatever else it is not considered in the same ballpark as places like Princeton and Harvard and Dartmouth and those schools.
Yeah.
And it's the Depression. So, and these guys are, without exception, I think, the entire team are not rich kids. You think of kids that go to Harvard, especially in 1936,
Yes.
were well off at least, and maybe very rich, but not these guys. These guys were hard scrabble kids. Barely could scrape up enough money to go to school at a state university, and yet they ended up representing the United States in this sport in Berlin.
In the 1936 Berlin Olympics.
Yeah.
And the director, it's very interesting.
Yes, the most handsome actor in the world, George Clooney, directs this.
Wow.
I don't know other things that he's directed, but I think he does have a few other directorial credits to his name. But good for him. And of course, the movie hasn't started yet. It comes out today at 12:45. So I haven't seen it, but apparently he did an adequate job.
Nice. So
And it's the old joke with the actors is, well, I'm interested in directing. And apparently that fits Clooney as well.
So 12:45, as you said, the first showtime, also 3:45 and 6:45. So is this the movie that you'll be seeing today?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, and let's see, Rotten Tomatoes audience score is wonderful right now. Over 1,000 reviews
Oh,
on
wow.
Rotten Tomatoes already. And the audience score, what would you guess?
78.
97.
Oh!
Almost flip it around.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Whoa,
97.
whoa.
The tomato meter and the critics, 57, but only 122 reviews so far. But the audience score with over 1,000
Wow.
reviews. Yeah.
And I always encourage people to pay more attention to the audience score than the snooty reviewers, because what do they know?
What do they know? So the other new movie, is it Migration?
No.
No.
It is not.
Night Swim?
Night Swim.
Night Swim. There we go, where a woman swimming in her pool at night, hence Night Swim,
I get it.
is terrorized by an evil spirit. And from the producers of Megan and the Nun.
Yep. This is a co-production between Blumhouse, Jason Blum, he has made quite an impressive name for himself, making horror movies that people like to go and see, and co-produced with another production company. My favorite name of all the production companies that there are, this one is called Atomic Monster.
Atomic Monster. Wow.
And they as well have produced numerous horror movies here in recent years. But how would you like to do that? You go buy a new house and you get all moved in and everything, and you want to go swimming and you find out there's an evil spirit in your swimming pool.
Nobody wants an evil spirit in their swimming pool.
No, absolutely not.
that I think takes all of the fun and joy out of swimming, especially a night swim. Come on. No, not good. So this one, horror movie, but rated PG-13.
Yeah, so it's not, you know,
gory. It's not one of the gory.
Yeah, it's not a slasher movie. It's
Yeah.
just it's a scarier movie.
Yeah. Rated PG-13, showtimes 1, 4, and 7. And wow, this one, everything you fear is under the surface.
Ooh.
Come on now.
Yeah. And just to give you an idea of how Blumhouse and Atomic Monsters work their magic, they spent $15 million to make this movie.
Wow.
Which for them is, you know, that's a little higher than usual.
Yeah.
Usually they're around 10 or even a little under 10 million. But I expect this, as every other one that they've made, I expect that this would be just fine. There's a certain segment of the population that likes to go to the movies and be scared.
And be scared.
Yep.
Yep.
And I haven't seen the demographic breakdown, but I have the notion that this is mostly teenagers that want to go see these things. But
and people that, as you said, love horror movies, love going to the movies and being scared.
Yep.
I am not one of those people.
Yeah, me too. Real life is scary enough without having to pay good money.
Yeah, that is true. So Night Swim, again, a PG-13 horror movie that comes out today, and showtimes 1, 4, and 7. So
and just go back to Boys in a Boat for a minute.
Oh yeah.
In the rest of the world, it's already been out for a week or so, and there's a lot of buzz about this movie. And they spent $40 million to make this one. And Boys in the Boat, and it's already first week it's brought in 27, so they're well on their way, I would say.
Yeah, that is very promising.
Yeah, there's a lot of interest in this. It's a sports movie, but it has a little extra edge because it's got these guys coming out of University of Washington, for heaven's sakes, defeating all of the Ivy Leaguers in the Ivy Leagues, arguably their premier sport, and defeating them, and then going on these hard scrabble kids going on to the Olympics in Berlin. And I won't tell you whether or not they win, but this is a sports movie, so
and I love that, based on a true story, based on real events.
Yep.
And there's always, a lot other, parts of that. Just reading an article of a woman whose father was an alternate on the team.
Oh, really?
He didn't get to go to Berlin. Because he got arrested for scuffling with Nazi officers.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
He didn't get to row, he didn't get to see the event. He was in Berlin, got in a scuffle with Nazi officers, and he didn't row, he didn't go. So it's interesting, I would imagine all the stories that are out there, because it is a real event. These were real people, it really happened. And I always enjoy movies that are based on true events, especially the underdog movies.
Well, there was a recent movie within the last few months that was the movie depiction of the shoes. Air Jordan shoes.
Oh yeah. I just watched that the other day.
It's called Air,
and that was great. Oh my gosh, such a great movie.
Yeah, you don't really think of a really outstanding movie. I think you're right, and very entertaining. But it's about guys that sell expensive sneakers.
Uh-huh.
They're so skilled in their storytelling that made it very interesting and fun to watch. And that's what's great about movies. It doesn't matter what the subject matter is or what the genre is. A well-made movie will turn the trick for you.
Oh yeah. And this another thing, because as you said, it was during the Depression, so they had to raise money. And this one statement, it said it was old money versus no money at all.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Ivy League schools, old money versus these guys from Washington with no money. And during
Zero.
the Depression, they had to raise $2,000 in a week, which they say today would be the equivalent of like $45,000 in a week during the Depression.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about odds.
Yeah, and one of I guess the lead guy on the team, the guy named Joe Rance, was the actual real guy's name. He'd actually been kicked out of his home.
Wow.
As a kind of a mid-teen. His parents, I don't know what the story was, but they quit taking care of him. So he was especially poor, I guess.
Yeah.
In a group of guys that were, all of them were pretty poor.
Yeah, poor.
And especially compared to the Richie Riches at Harvard.
Yep. It reminds me of Cinderella Man. I love that movie with Russell Crowe.
Yep.
And also during the Depression, when he was became champion boxer.
Yep.
Became the champion, heavyweight champion of the world during the Depression, and just had nothing. And based on a true story, and it's just a great story. Great story. Well, moving on, a movie that has been out for at least a week now, I think, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Aquaman. Yep. This brings back the cast members. Jason Momoa is Aquaman.
Aquaman.
And, excuse me. Jason Momoa is a lot of fun. He's has a sense of humor, I think, that about his career and depicting these guys that kind of superhero sorts. And I enjoy watching him. I think he's a fun actor to watch, and he's very fit.
Yeah, he is. And this one rated PG-13, showtime's 1:30, 4:30 is the 3D showing, and 7:30. And did you happen to see this one in 3D?
I've seen the movie. I have not seen it in 3D.
Okay.
Sometimes I like to see them in 3D, especially a big movie like this.
Yes.
One of the things that we have in movies is sometimes an actor, we will hear only his voice. And in this one, there's a pirate king, and he's animated, and the voice of Martin Short.
Oh, Martin Short.
Yeah,
Wow.
so Martin Short is still around, and he's provides voice here. And the queen of Atlantis is again Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
And the princess is Amber Heard. Amber Heard is very much in the news recently. She's infamous for her acrimonious divorce with Johnny Depp. And I guess there was a contractual situation where she'd already been cast for this movie, but when they filmed her, she has like 4 lines in the whole movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And sometimes you'll see her in a scene and she won't say a word.
Interesting.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, I've never seen anything like this.
Wow, and also some names. Dolph Lundgren is in the movie. King Nereus.
He's one of the undersea kings.
Kings. John Rhys Davies or John Rhys Davies.
Rhys Davies.
One of the kings as well, a voice, one of the kings. So yeah, it looks like a really good cast. What did you rate this one?
I'm sorry?
What did you give this one as far as a rating?
I think I gave it a 3.
A 3, okay.
An average superhero movie.
Mm-hmm.
They did spend plenty of money on it, so it's lots of eye candy here. It's a $210 million budget for this.
Whoa.
This movie.
And they haven't made that back, have they?
No, they're, I don't know, roughly halfway there, 277 million at the box office. So, you know, big investment. And sometimes, like, if you remember Waterworld, it took Waterworld 20 years to break even. Poor guys.
Yeah, wow.
But there, you know, there's a lot of ways to make money, and you see them. You see them on TV, and
took a lot of Netflix rentals.
Yeah, a lot of exactly. Yeah.
Oh boy. So now having to move on because there's 4 other movies at the theater. Wonka.
Oh boy! Now
this
for me was the pick of the litter.
Okay.
Boy, I thought this was great. Timothy Chalamet, who recently plays Paul Atreides in the Dune movies.
Mm-hmm.
But also, his most recent movie, he was a cannibal, a modern-day cannibal.
That's right, that young couple, right? Yeah. And also The King, I believe. He was in that movie as well.
Oh, I missed The King.
Yeah, did a great job. And yeah, so audience loving this movie. Also critics really have enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, as well they should.
They better.
Yes. But again, you know, a major production, 125 million bucks, and these guys are solidly and exuberantly profitable with 400 million in the bank.
Wow.
So good for them. They made a movie that people wanted to see, and people are going to see it.
No, that sounds great. I think showtimes for Wonka 1, 4, and 7, and this one rated PG.
So yeah, you know, it's
for all ages.
And one of the fun things about this is the Hugh Grant plays the Oompa Loompa.
Oompa Loompa, yes.
And he is a great Oompa Loompa.
Keegan-Michael Key, also in the movie, Chief of Police, Rowan Atkinson, Father Julius.
Oh yeah, Rowan Atkinson has a very small role, but delightful to see him.
Wow. So this one, then you must. Oh, did you give a 4 or something?
I gave it a 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Wow.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Hey, well there you go. So Wonka's still in theaters. So if you haven't seen that yet, showtimes again are 1, 4, and 7. And just remember the Sawmill Theater is closed now on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So just don't head over there on Tuesday or Wednesday. You'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
So another movie, Anything But You.
Anyone but
you, sorry. Anyone But You.
I suppose in these troubled times, anything might be appropriate as well.
Anything But You. Oh my goodness. No, Anyone But You.
Okay, this is an off-the-shelf romantic comedy. Not breaking any new grounds here. This is not Sleepless in Seattle.
Gotcha.
But very serviceable. And you know, we were talking about the guys from University of Washington, the rowers. The leading lady in this is Sydney Sweeney, and she's from Spokane, Washington.
Spokane,
one of the few major actresses that we can safely say grew up in Spokane, Washington.
Spokane, been up there quite a bit. I have family just across the border in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Ah.
So, borders Spokane. This one, the audience seems to really enjoy this movie. 86% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics a little lower, but not bad. 53%. But have you
snooty critics?
Did you have a chance?
No, I haven't seen this one.
Okay.
I don't. Unfortunately, I don't get to see every movie.
No,
it just kind of seems like it.
Yeah, if you saw every movie, wow, that's 750 movies over the past 15 years.
Oh, boy.
That would be probably like 3,000-4,000.
Probably, yeah.
So this one, rated R and 4:15, 7:15 show times for anyone but you. And now the color purple. No, not the color purple. Rated PG-13. Just shows at 12:15, so one show time. I remember Craig saying that this was originally slated, I think, just for one day, or it was supposed to be on just Christmas Day, or just a short run. But it's still in theaters.
Yep. This Color Purple is a very grim story. It's about people living in the rural South. The movie starts in I think 1908. So it's before prosperity had come to many areas in the United States, and it's the story of wife abuse. The main character is actually sold to marry a fella, and in return he got a cow. Her dad got a cow.
Oh boy.
And both the father and the husband abuse this poor lady. A grim, terrible story, and from all aspects. And they made it into a musical. Who would have thought?
Yes.
What a strange thing to make into a musical. And by golly, it worked.
Yes, well, audience score on Rotten
Oh
Tomatoes.
boy, I'd say 98.
95.
Okay,
so
that's
right
pretty
there. Critics,
Similar, I would think, in the 90s.
87. Just under. So yeah, I mean, and that's with quite a few reviews as well. So yeah, so they must have nailed it.
I thought it was just terrific, and some of the acting was just absolutely off the charts. Was just great stuff.
Wow.
And actually, the Hailey Bailey, not Hailey Berry, but Hailey Bailey, who recently was cast in The Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah.
She plays, she has a role in this. And
Nettie.
Nettie. And she is young Nettie, I guess. And she is just great. I was very impressed with her. I like this movie a lot, and even though it's a musical, they really pull it off. First there was the book. Then there was the famous movie from 1985 with Oprah Winfrey. Then they made and I wasn't really aware of this, but they made a stage play, the stage play musical, that was very successful, ran for 3 years or something on Broadway, and this is a film adaptation of the Broadway musical.
Wow. Well, there we go. So. This one, again, only one showtime during the day, 12:15, but again, great reviews. And
yeah, I liked it a lot.
Thought it was great, so there we go. And then the last movie at the theater is Migration.
Oh, geez, I forgot all about that one.
Yeah, Migration.
Okay, this is an animated movie about ducks flying around.
Yeah, and that's rated PG, and again,
Danny DeVito is one of the voice actors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And this one getting great reviews as
yeah,
well.
people are liking this one.
Danny DeVito, oh my gosh, he is a cracker.
Well, he's has a past history with bird stuff. He played the Penguin in a Batman movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, oh my gosh, he did a great job as the Penguin. Yeah, with his fish, didn't he have fish? He would eat the fish, and quite graphic. But this one, Migration, is Illumination movie, and it's interesting. Do you happen to know how much to make this one?
72 million.
72 million, okay.
That's
pretty low for one of these animated, because, there are those that are over 100 million.
Yeah. Brought in so far 118 million at the box office, so they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, wow. Odd ducks welcome. And I think, about a family of ducks that, hey, instead of heading south for the winter, they're going to go.
They want to stay. They like it. They like it where they are.
Yeah, they want to do something different. That sounds good. And again, showtimes on that 12:30, 3:30, and 6:30, and that's rated PG. And I also want to mention the Thin Red Line.
When's that coming up?
Saturday, February 10th. So we'll be talking about this, mentioning it.
Over the next few weeks.
And on future Hometown Movie Guide programs. So this is the Elks Lodge that is hosting this at Sawmill Theatres. And this is for the anniversary of the U.S. victory at the Battle of Guadalcanal. And Thin Red Line, 77 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture, and a slew of top actors in that movie. And then there'll be a special message from President Ronald Reagan, Johnny Cash, Lee Greenwood, and a presentation by the award-winning Payson Honor Guard.
Woohoo!
So there we go. That's February 10th. So put that on your calendars. Saturday, February 10th, and it's a 10 a.m. showing.
Great.
Great.
Well, Chris, thanks for letting the Hometown Movie Guy come on in today.
Hey, well, thank you for being the Hometown Movie Guy today, for representing. And Craig and Keith, hope you have a good day at the theater, and any of those technical issues that were happening, hopefully.
As long as the popcorn machine stays in operation, I'll be fine.
Yeah, but the screens have to be going too, because sitting in a dark room with a tub of popcorn, Andy.
That's just fine.
That's oh, that's funny. Hey, so again, Sawmill Theatres closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So just remember that, guys, because don't want to go. It's sad. I've seen this. People going to the doors, going up to the windows there, and not being able to get in. And that's just disappointment. That's a big popcorn tub full of disappointment. So just remember, closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So hopefully you guys have a great weekend. And again, on your calendars, February 10th, Saturday, February 10th, the Thin Red Line playing at Sawmill Theatres. And that's for the Elks Lodge and for the anniversary of the U.S. victory at the Battle of the Guadalcanal. All right, time to get back to music with some Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
With this morning's KRIM weather forecast for Mason and surrounding areas, I'm NOCAM's meteorologist, Corey Holbrook.
All right, see you guys.